How I got rid of my man boobs in 1 month. What's good, YouTube? My name is Kosi, aka King Kosi, aka the Big G. I was able to get rid of my man boobs in just 1 month, and in this video I'm gonna break down the 5 simple things that I did that made me to get results very quickly. Man boobs are basically unwanted fat that some men have on their chest, and it just doesn't look good because it makes you look like you have tits, and you don't want to look like you have tits as a man. So if you want to get rid of your man boobs, pay attention to everything that I'm going to say in this video. Number 1, you need to do steady state cardio. Steady state cardio is the kind of cardio that burns fat directly. The reason why you need to burn fat to get rid of your man boobs is because man boobs are basically fat, and unfortunately we can't pick exactly where we want to burn fat, so we have to burn fat in our body generally. That's how you get rid of man boobs. So steady state cardio is the best kind of cardio to get rid of fat, because steady state cardio targets your fat directly. Steady state cardio is doing cardio at a steady state, so things like walking on a treadmill on an incline, or riding a cycle, or being on a stairmaster. Steady state cardio is not supposed to be too intense. It's not HIIT cardio. It's the kind of cardio you can do and simultaneously do something else. So you can read a book whilst you're doing steady state cardio. You could be on your phone whilst you're doing steady state cardio. You could talk whilst you're doing steady state cardio. It's the kind of cardio that you do at a steady state. And this is the best kind of cardio to burn fat directly, because when you do this kind of cardio, your body burns fat directly for energy. When you do high intensity cardio, your body burns carbs for energy. So you can burn fat with these 2 kinds of cardio, but steady state cardio is better because your body burns fat directly for energy. So you can burn more fat with steady state cardio whilst doing less. And you can do it over and over again. You can do it every day. So it's very sustainable. So you can burn more fat doing steady state cardio in the long run, as opposed to doing high intensity cardio. So all I did was I would go on the treadmill and I would put the treadmill on an incline, usually a 15 incline. That's usually the highest incline in most gyms. And I would just walk on a treadmill for about 20 or 30 minutes. This is exactly how I got rid of my man boobs. And this is the exact kind of cardio that you need to do to get rid of your man boobs. The best way to ensure that you're in zone 2 when you're doing steady state cardio is by tracking your BPM. Your BPM is your beat per minute, your heartbeat per minute. You can track this with your Apple Watch or whatever device that you use. I usually track this with my Apple Watch. So when you're doing zone 2 cardio, you want to make sure that your BPM is around 135 to 150, around that range. When you're in that range, then you're most likely in zone 2 cardio. That's a way to roughly calculate if you're in zone 2 cardio. So when you're in a stairmaster, when you're on the cycle, when you're on the treadmill, when you're doing your zone 2 cardio, you want to track your heart rate, and you want to make sure that your heart rate is around 135 to 150. That's the sweet spot. That's how you ensure that you're in zone 2 cardio. So all you need to do is do zone 2 cardio for at least 20 minutes, 5 days a week. If you do that, you will see that you will begin to lose a lot of fat drastically. And when you lose a lot of fat, you get rid of your man boobs. The second thing you need to do is heavy bench press. Muscle and fat do not coexist. So if you want to get rid of fat on your chest, you need to build muscle on your chest. And the best exercise to build muscle on your chest is bench press. And in order for you to build muscle on your chest, you need to test yourself strength-wise. You need to go as heavy as you can. That's how you build muscle. You don't need to do light reps on bench press. You don't need to do weights that you know that you can easily manage. You need to go heavy on bench press. That's how you build chest muscle. A lot of people think that the best way to build muscle is to do a lot of reps with light weight, but that's not the ideal way to build muscle. The best way to build muscle is to go heavy on your exercises. If you want to build any muscle group, the best way is to go as heavy as you can. And the best exercise to build your chest muscles is bench press. Bench press with the barbell. And the reason I say with the barbell is because you can put more weight on the barbell. Some people like to do dumbbells. That's fine, but I prefer to use the barbell, and I've seen the best results when I use the barbell because you can load more weight on the barbell. So you want to go as heavy as you can on bench press. You want to make sure that you're burning out at rep 6. If you can go past rep 6, then you're not going as heavy as you can. You want to do this at least twice a week. Go heavy on bench press at least twice a week, and you will begin to build muscle on your chest, and inevitably you will start to lose the fat on your chest. Muscle and fat do not coexist. The more muscle you build on your chest, the more fat you burn on your chest. The same goes for every body part as well. If you want to burn the fat on your back, you need to build more muscle on your back. If you want to burn the fat on your legs, you need to build more muscle on your legs. If you want to burn the fat on your stomach, build more muscle on your stomach. That's the best way to burn fat, to build muscle. So make sure that you do heavy bench press at least twice a week and progressively overload. Progressively overloading is basically when you increase the weight gradually as you get stronger. So let's say you do 200 pounds on bench press for 6 reps and you can't go past 6 reps. When you notice that you can begin to go past 6 reps, when you notice that the weight is becoming easy for you, you want to increase the weight or increase the reps. That's how you build more muscle. So going heavy on bench press would help you to get rid of the excess fat that you have on your chest, which is causing you to have man boobs. It doesn't matter if you do incline, if you do flat bench, if you do decline, it doesn't matter. As long as you can go heavy on bench press and go as heavy as you can, push yourself on bench press. Do it safely, of course. Don't ego lift and get injured. Just make sure that you do weights that you can handle and make sure that it's the heaviest that you can go. If you do that at least twice a week, your man boobs would disappear. The third thing you need to do is you need to quit alcohol. Alcohol messes with your hormones, and alcohol is basically empty calories. So alcohol messes with your hormones. When you drink alcohol, it increases your cortisol, and your cortisol is your stress hormone. And when that is increased, you produce more estrogen, and estrogen gives you man boobs. So it's not beneficial for you to drink a lot of alcohol if you're trying to get rid of man boobs. I really think that alcohol is one of the main reasons why a lot of men have man boobs, because a lot of men overconsume alcohol and it's just very bad for muscle building and your health in general. It reduces your testosterone, and without testosterone, you won't be able to grow enough muscle. This is why you don't have enough muscle on your chest. This is why you have man boobs, because you're drinking too much alcohol. Alcohol is also empty calories. So aside from messing with your hormones, it also adds on empty calories to your system. So you gain weight if you drink more alcohol, and the more weight you gain, the more man boobs you're gonna have. I drastically reduced my alcohol intake over the past couple of months, and that has really helped me to build a lot of muscle. It's not only helped me to get rid of my man boobs, it helped me to build a lot of muscle, and it helped me to get leaner as well. So if you can reduce the amount of alcohol that you drink, that would help you get rid of your man boobs. The body needs as much testosterone as it can get to be able to grow as much muscle as you can grow. So alcohol destroys your testosterone. Alcohol really doesn't have much benefits to the body. I know a lot of people like to drink alcohol for social reasons. I drink alcohol for social reasons every now and then. I have a glass of wine every now and then, but I try not to drink multiple times a month because there's really no benefit to it, especially if you're trying to be in good shape. You definitely shouldn't be drinking multiple times a week or even multiple times a day. A lot of people drink multiple times a day. A lot of people have alcohol with every meal that they have. I know people that do that. That is completely detrimental to your physique and your health in general. So if you want to get rid of your man boobs, you need to get rid of alcohol. It's empty calories and it messes with your hormones. I really think this is why a lot of men have the skinny fat build, because a lot of men drink alcohol. And the thing about alcohol is it just makes you gain weight in a weird way. It makes you gain weight on your stomach and your chest. So you kind of look like, that's why you see a lot of men with skinny arms and skinny legs and they just got a big belly and man boobs. This is because of excessive alcohol consumption. So you want to limit the amount of alcohol that you drink. If you can quit alcohol entirely, that would be very good. But drink as little alcohol as you can so you don't look weird. A lot of men go to the gym and they train hard in the gym and push themselves in the gym, but they just can't get rid of their belly fat or they can't get rid of their man boobs because their hormones are just all the way fucked up because of alcohol. So limit the amount of alcohol that you drink. The fourth thing you need to do is you need to have a high protein diet. Like I said earlier, muscle and fat do not coexist. The more muscle you build, the more fat you burn. And the best type of foods to consume to build muscle and burn fat is protein. Protein is not only the building blocks of muscle, protein also helps you burn fat. Your body uses more energy to break down protein than it does to break down other food groups. So your body uses 30% energy to break down protein, and it uses 10% energy to break down carbs, and it uses 5% energy to break down fats. So it will be beneficial for you to eat more protein, not just to build muscle, but to lose fat. If you do everything right in the gym and you don't consume enough protein, you're just gonna be wasting your efforts in the gym because If you don't consume enough protein, your body doesn't have any substance to build muscle. Protein is the substance that your body needs to build muscle. Also, when you're doing your steady state cardio, for instance, when you're burning fat, your body could be burning muscle as well. So if you want to hold on to your muscle whilst you're losing fat, you need to increase your protein intake. If you don't consume enough protein whilst you're doing cardio, you're going to be burning your muscle as well. And you don't want that because that's just going to make you look skinny. So you need to consume enough protein so your body could hold on to the muscle that you have and your body could build more muscle. Ideally, you need to consume 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. What this simply means is if you weigh 20 kilograms, for instance, you need to consume 40 grams of protein every day. So consume as much protein as you can. You can never have too much protein. I don't like to track my food. I don't like to count the amount of protein that I have. I don't like to count the grams of protein that I have per day. So what I do is I just make sure that 50% of my diet is protein. You can never have too much protein. Obviously, don't neglect other food groups because you need other food groups as well. You need the nutrients from other food groups. But if you want to build a great physique, protein is very crucial. Protein is the key to muscle building and fat loss. And if you want to have a great physique, you want to get rid of your man boobs, you need to eat more protein. It could be from steak, it could be from chicken, it could be from eggs, whatever, it could be from fish, whatever protein source that you prefer. Just make sure that you eat enough protein. What I do is I just buy loads of chicken and I just cook them in my air fryer and I put them in an airtight container and put it in the fridge. So whenever I want to have a snack, I just take from the chicken and I just eat chicken most of the time when I feel like having a snack because chicken is my preferred protein choice. I just like chicken. Maybe it's because I'm black, but I just like chicken. So I just eat loads of chicken. I got rid of all my cake. I got rid of all my crisps, all the snacks that I had lying around in my house. I got rid of everything and I just replaced that with chicken. I just eat chicken whenever I want to have a snack. And since I started doing that, I've not only lost my man boobs, I've reduced my body fat percentage significantly. I just make sure that my protein intake is high. I don't even track my food that much. I'm not very careful with the things that I eat. Obviously, I don't eat loads of junk food, but I just make sure that I have a high protein diet and I walk around year round with a low body fat percentage. I always have a 6-pack. And this is because I just make sure that I eat as much protein as I can. My protein intake is always high. This way I can build more muscle and my metabolism is high because like I said, your body takes more energy to digest protein. So you're burning fat just from eating more protein. Avoid eating overprocessed foods and simple carbs. These are foods that are not good for you. They mess with your hormones and they make you gain unnecessary weight. So if you want to get rid of your man boobs, you need to keep a clean diet and a diet that is high in protein. Even if you don't want to track everything that you eat, just make sure that you eat whole foods. You can eat rice, you can eat healthy fats, you can eat nuts, whatever it is that you want to eat. Just make sure that they're not overly processed and make sure that your protein intake is high. And lastly, you need to prioritize sleep. I can't stress this enough. Your body needs enough sleep to burn fat and build muscle. So the best thing you could do for your body, especially if you're trying to lose fat and build muscle and get rid of your man boobs in this situation, is to sleep more. If you do everything right and you don't get enough sleep, all your efforts will be put to waste. Your body functions the best when it's well rested. And the only way to get properly rested is to get proper sleep. The strategy that I use to make sure I'm getting enough sleep is I try to stay as active as I can during the day. I notice that when I don't have an active day, I tend to have more energy at night. And because of that, I don't go to bed on time and I end up not sleeping enough. So what I do is during the day, I try to take at least 10,000 steps a day. You can track this with your Apple Watch, your Whoop, your phone, whatever device that you have. I try to take at least 10,000 steps a day. If you take 10,000 steps a day, you're gonna be at least moderately active during the day. And then at night, when it's time to sleep, you're gonna be tired and ready to sleep. Another thing I like to do is when it's time for bed, I like to put away all my devices. I turn off my phone, turn off the TV, turn off the laptop. This is because I want to protect my eyes from blue light rays. Blue light rays are the light that comes out of your devices. So your phone screen, your laptop, whatever device that you have. The blue light rays that comes out from our devices keeps our brain awake. It has the same effect on our body that the sun has on our body. So when your eyes are exposed to blue light rays, it wants to stay awake. It's the same thing that happens when your eyes are exposed to the sunlight. So when it's close to your bedtime, you want to avoid exposing your eyes to blue light rays, because that will keep you awake. Before your bedtime, turn off your devices, turn off the lights, make sure that you're in a cold room. Your body tends to want to fall asleep faster when you're in a dark and cold room. So these are ways that you can plan for your sleep. Be strategic with your sleep. Another thing you could also do is you could take supplements that would help you sleep. Supplements like magnesium, melatonin, ashwagandha. Personally, I take magnesium and ashwagandha at least an hour before my bedtime. Ashwagandha helps to keep you calm and relaxes your nerves and puts your body in a state of relaxation. And magnesium will help you stay asleep through the night. So these are things I do to make sure that I optimize my sleep, to prioritize my sleep. Getting enough sleep is the key to burning fat and building muscle. And if you want to get rid of your man boobs, you need to burn the fat and build the muscle on your chest. So get as much sleep as you can. When you don't get enough sleep, you miss out on all the hormones that your body needs to produce muscle and burn fat. You're also not going to be well rested enough. And when you're not well rested enough, you're not going to be active enough to do the things that you need to do the next day to help to build muscle and to burn fat, like doing your cardio and lifting weights in the gym. Your hunger also goes up when you're not well rested enough. So you tend to eat more when you don't get enough sleep. So make sure that you get at least 7 hours of sleep per night. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to get updates on the channel, share the video to anyone that you feel that needs this information. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, feel free to ask me for advice in the comment section. I'm always available to give advice. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.